review of our Gaggia Brera, which we've now had almost a year. We got it 8/16/2013. And we love this machine. I have to be honest with you. I did not think I was a semi-automatic espresso machine person, but we love this machine, and Jim's going to show you some of the reasons why. Everyone's always so excited when they first get the machine. They want to tell you and show you, and that's great. But we've lived with it for a year, and we love it beyond love. I mean, like if another hurricane comes, our Gaggia is going to be in our flea packet. So what do you want to talk about first, Jim?
Okay, one thing is, this is how it normally sits. I'm going to turn it on now to start warming up.
Now it does cycle through and rinse itself each time, and you're going to notice that there's some bright orange grid on the left, and that's telling you it wants to be descaled. Now we've already descaled it, but we want to show you that it just pretty much tells you everything you need to do. If you're out of beans, you'll get a little bean, and you'll have a dash through it or line to tell you that you need more beans. And while it's heating up, I can show you that this is where you put your beans, and it grinds, it tamps for you, it does everything. This is where you can put grinds that's already ground coffee, and that's fabulous because say you want a cup of decaf in the evening, or you run out of beans or anything, so you have your option of both. And you'll see that you have a little button here, and this little button, if you push it, shows you a little spoon, and that's where you put your ground coffee. And then you can choose your bean strength. Jim's a 2-beaner, I'm a 3-beaner. And you'll notice that you've got all this that tells you up here. What does all that tell you, Jim?
Small cup, large cup, steam one, hot water, all that stuff.
Basically, Jim has, you can do 2. If you look over, there's 2 buttons.
Small, large.
And you can also program it to how much you like, right?
Yes, you can. When you hold the button, if you just press the button, you'll get that preset strength. If you press and hold the button, it'll run, and then you can stop it when it's to the amount of liquid you want. This shows you when you're out of, not when you're out. This shows when the ground cup is filled up.
And you can see that it tamps. Well,
you can't get
I can't get it, but it tamps little pods. It's kind of dark, so you can't really see what's happening. But that tells you that the bean is full. Or, well, right now it's telling you that it's pulled out.
Same thing. And this is the kind of what you get when you're out of water.
Right, and some people have said that their machine primes a lot. And I'm going to show you a little trick here. When you have filled it with water, if you push it back from the top, you're going to notice that you've got a little play here. And what happens is then it doesn't go up into the pump.
Well, your water pickup is here. If you don't push that all the way in, it sucks air, and then it keeps having to reprime all the time. If you push it in at the bottom, it doesn't do that.
Right. If you push it at the bottom, you've got a nice firm. So that's just a little trick, something we've learned having it for a year.
Of course, we've got it on a towel, so when we had it just on the counter, it didn't slide around like that.
Right. We've put it on a more fancy buffet, so now we have a towel. Although, I have to say that it's never spilled, and it's never been messed. But this is actually a media stand that I've repurposed as a buffet, so we do keep a towel under it. And Jim is going to make a fabulous cup of coffee, of espresso. Now you notice the little thing, the little orange thing bobbing in front? You want to poke that, Jim? Basically that's telling me that I need to dump the water that's accumulated in the tray. And as the water goes into the tray, it starts out flat and gets higher and higher. And so it lets you know when it wants to be empty. Actually, this machine lets you know everything. It lets you know when you're out of beans. It lets you know when you need to empty your hopper full of tamper grounds. It lets you know when it wants water. It lets you know when it wants to be descaled. And then you can see that you have a beautiful cup, and this is how much we like of beans. And it's so much fun to play with beans. When you have a machine like this, you can get grocery store beans, you can roast your own beans, you can get beans out.
And just that fast, you can go.
And just that fast, it's already reheated. And Jim's going to make mine. And then he'll reset it to get rid of the, yeah, he's down to 2 beans. And then he'll reset it to get rid of the descaler when we talk about this. But
we've already had to descale this 5 times since we've had it.
yeah, we've descaled it 5 times in a year. I think we've had to prime it 3 times until we discovered the water trick, the water tank trick.
But we're probably drinking.
Well, I personally drink 3 caffeine and probably 3 to 4 decaf a day.
And I usually have 1 or 2 a day. So
Yeah, you have a regular in the morning before work,
mm-hmm.
and then a decaf at night,
Right.
which is so nice because we're not having to switch out.
Right.
And anyway, like I said, we've had this for a year. We've lived with it for a year. We have not had any problems with it.
We use it all the time.
We use it. Oh my gosh, this poor thing. We use it all the time. I would say that this is probably, maybe other than the microwave, the most used the most used appliance in our house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't make toast every day. We don't use the oven every day, but we don't use the mixer every day, but we use this several times a day. So.
Okay. And I reset this light from descaling
It's
it
just
earlier.
that fast.
Right. Well, actually, descaling takes a while, but we
Descaling takes a while, but resetting the light is fast. We use the Durgal.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the Durgal is the Swiss descaler, and it just, once it descales, it tastes, but the espresso just tastes fabulous every single time. We're not going to go much over the frothing, and I'll tell you why. We don't use it. I'll be honest with you. I mean, the frothing wand is there. It works. We just don't use it. We don't find that we need it. The crema makes such excellent espresso. I drink it without anything. Jim does put some sugar in it, but we just don't find that we make cream.
No, we don't need to make such a good cup of espresso. You don't need to put anything else in it.
Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, because this Gaggia is absolutely fabulous. If you're looking for a semi-automatic that pretty much does everything for you, this is the one. I love this machine.